How many times we try to break our bad habits and then fall right back into them? What people usually do is that they go all out on a massive frontal attack against their bad habit. And this sometimes works and sometimes not. If we only push with our willpower again and again, in the end we will get burned out because our willpower is limited. So we cannot push against the wall forever. So there has to be another way. And we're not talking about some magic trick that will make you change habit effortlessly. We're going to talk about 6 concrete strategies that you can apply in your life to make the most use out of your willpower. But before starting, there is a disclaimer, and this is that if you have serious addictions, it is important that you look for help. And you can still apply all the tools from this video, but still looking for help is very important. And remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. Actually, it's quite the opposite, a sign of strength and of courage. So the tip number 1 is to stop the guilt. Stop demonizing your addictions and stop demonizing yourself for having them. Everybody out there is struggling for some addiction and it's the most normal thing. So don't put yourself down just because you're having a hard time to quit with some addiction that you have. Guilt makes everything worse because it gives strength to the thought that we are not able and we are not capable, and this is very unempowering for us. Fighting an addiction for a long time unsuccessfully can be very damaging for our self esteem and our love for ourselves. On the other side, we want to build the idea and the conviction that we are able to make all the shifts and the changes that we see fit. And we actually are, it's just a matter of having the correct method and then applying it. The second tip would be to find things that give you more genuine pleasure. Understand that our brain is a pleasure driven machine, and there are pleasures that are more or less healthy and also more or less beneficial for us. There are some ways to get pleasure that require very little to no effort, but on the other side can damage us in many ways. But there are some other activities that sometimes can require a bit more effort, but that on the other side they can bring us a much more deep and long lasting sense of fulfillment. I like to call healthy pleasures those activities that really raise the overall quality of your life. Like, for example, exercising, meditating, eating healthy, cultivating relationships that are fulfilling, and working on what you love to do. It is very difficult to eliminate a bad habit, but it's much easier to create a new one. So look into yourself and search for those habits or those goals that genuinely feel exciting and fulfilling. So when you have an idea about this, we can pass to the point number 3, which is be realistic and start to make changes in your life at a sustainable rhythm. For example, if you start to do physical activities, these at the beginning will require a lot of effort. But after a while, you will start feeling your energy coming back and feeling more strong. And then it will be more easy, for example, to take other good habits as eating healthy or stopping smoking. Also, your body will start to feel more like and more aligned to that lifestyle. Another way to apply this principle of being realistic is to put your negative habit after a more healthy habit. For example, if your habit you want to change is that you spend too much time on the computer, you can tell yourself, okay, I'll allow myself to be on the computer for a limited time after I have completed another more healthy activity, like for example, exercising. This mechanism will be very useful to reduce gradually and eventually even eliminate the negative habit. The fourth point would be to create a mental image that feels good and that doesn't match with your addictions. For example, when I was stopping to smoke, I realized that I had associated with smoking certain qualities that I was attached to, like for example, being cool or a little bit badass, because those qualities were in my mind when I started smoking. That was kind of the attitude I was associating with it. So I wasn't able to stop smoking at the beginning because actually I liked the idea of myself as a smoker. So what I had to do is to create a new self-image that I liked even more and that resonated even more with the new self that I wanted to become. So look inside of yourself for what you are truly inspired to grow into, and then you can start gradually moving into that direction. The point number five is to have faith in the process because the healthy pleasures are better than the unhealthy pleasures on all levels. When you shift to better habits, your whole life quality improves. Perhaps you can relate to this if you had changed some habits in the past for the better and you started meditating or exercising, and you can see like the whole life quality improved, and there's a really before and after feeling when you look back at your life, how it used to be before this change of habit. And this qualitative change can add up every time you improve your habits. It can get better and better. So when you change your habits change you back. So the point number six, the last point, will be prepare yourself for difficult times. So it is normal to have moments where you feel weaker or less motivated, or maybe you fall back into an addiction. So in this case, remember point number one, don't demonize your addiction, don't feel guilty, don't enter in this negative spiral. This is the most important part of your practice, where you feel that you are going down and you really enter in the core of the trauma and you're feeling all these manifestations coming out. And this is where the true warrior comes out. And in here, just have the courage to look at all that is coming out and be strong and be patient. And remember, difficult times come and go. And after the storm is gone, you will harvest the fruits of your hard work. That was all for today, and as a quick recap, we can say that eliminating negative habits and establishing instead healthier habits is a gradual process that requires method. So the 6 points we went through are: number one, don't demonize your addictions. Number two, understand the mechanism of genuine pleasure. Number three, be realistic. Number four, make a strong self image that you feel inspired to grow into. Number five is to have faith in the process. And number six is to prepare yourself for difficult times. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.